Okay, today I'm going to make some basic cloud bread, and I'm going to be using this bread as a sandwich bread for my breakfast sandwiches, so I'm going to keep it pretty basic. I have already preheated the oven to 300 degrees. I have already lined and lightly oiled 2 baking pans. I just bought this set of cooking rings, and so I'm going to use the 4-inch round to try to make some consistently sized bread rounds for the sandwiches. But you don't need this, you can just free pour. Okay. You will need 2 separate bowls for this. You'll have 1 bowl for your egg white mixture and 1 bowl for your egg yolk mixture. You will need a mixer. You can do all of this with a single hand mixer. You just want to make sure you wash it off. Don't put a yolky egg mix beaters into the egg whites. But since my stand mixer is here and my immersion blender is right here handy, I'm just going to use those 2. So 2 separate bowls. I have a half-cup measuring spoon so I can measure and pour the individual bread portions. I have a spatula for scraping and folding, because you want to fold gently. And then I have a fork just to get, when I start the egg yolk mixture, I can get that started. Okay. Now your main ingredient is eggs. You will need 3 eggs. These eggs should be set out at room temperature. You don't want them even cool. You want them at room temperature. And you're going to split these eggs. The yolks will go in this bowl. The whites will go in that bowl. So we'll do that in a moment. For the yolk mixture, you're going to need softened at room temperature cream cheese, 4 ounces of that. So that's going to be half a box. Make sure you set it out and that it's room temperature. If you didn't do that, you can always put it in the microwave on defrost for, I don't know, about 20-25 seconds maybe, depending on how cold it is, and that should soften it up without melting it. This is going to take a half a tablespoon of golden flaxseed meal, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and then this is optional. This is not part of the recipe, but I'm going to add in a tablespoon and a half of this parmesan mixture, Asiago Romano, just to see if I can give the bread just a little bit of cheesy flavor. Okay, now all of that is going to go into our egg yolk mixture. Now for the egg white mixture, you are going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar and just a pinch of salt, and that's all pre-measured. Okay, so we'll start by cracking our eggs here. Oops, that's the wrong one. I actually wanted that in this bowl. I'll have to pour that over. Pour that in there. You definitely don't want any yolk in the egg white mixture because that will mess it up. It's okay if we get a little whites in the yolk, but not the other way around. Okay. Get this out of here. Okay. And our 3rd egg. Come on, get out of there. There we go. All right. so we will put the eggs yolks over here, and we'll go ahead and toss in that cream of tartar and pinch of salt. Some stuck in there. Okay, so we'll leave that sit for a minute. We're going to work on this first because this will take a little while, and you definitely want to, once your egg whites are nice and stiff and peaked, you want to be able to use them right away. So we'll start with the egg yolks. We will pour in our flaxseed meal. We will put in our baking powder. I'm going to add in that Parmesan cheese. Let's go ahead and get that started first before we pour in our cream cheese. That's nice and softened. Oh, that Parmesan cheese smells so good. Now we're going to pour in our cream cheese. Get this started before we put the immersion blender to it. It's nice and softened. So let's try our immersion blender. It's nice and creamy. Creamy as blended as you can get it. Almost done, so we can go ahead and start this. If you were using a single hand mixer, you would rinse it off before you put it in the egg white mixture. But since this is all by itself, we'll go ahead and turn that on. Egg mix is looking pretty good. Alright, you know your egg mixture is done when it's stiff and doesn't move. So if you could turn it upside down and it doesn't fall out, you know that your egg mixture is good and stiff like it should be. Alright, let's get that baby off of there. Alright. Now, we want to fold the egg mixture into, let's fold the yolks into the whites. So we're going to pour this in here. Just kind of pour it around. Now we want to gently fold. We don't want to get rid of the nice airy peaks from this, but we do want to blend this until we don't see any white. Just gently fold. Just keep turning gently so as not to lose the air. Okay, looks like all the white is about mixed in. I'm going to get rid of the white streaks without over mixing it. Now let's pull over a baking sheet. Let's put our little round there. We're going to take about half a cup and we're going to pour it right into that mold. And because I'm making this sandwich bread, I don't necessarily need or want it to be all puffed up and tall. So I'm going to kind of smooth it out. Okay, pull that off. Do another one. These will flatten out a bit after they've baked. Okay, so let's put that one aside. Our other pan. Oops. Get near the end here, so we'll have to do a little scraping. Our last one, let's see. Now you only want to make enough batter that you can cook immediately, because if you leave this whipped egg whites sitting on the counter, it's going to fall, and then it's not going to be that meringue, airy product that you're looking for. Scrape that out of there. That aside. Okay, actually I might take a little off this one and put it over here. So this we got shorted a little teeny bit. Alright, that'll be good. Alright. So now we're going to put them in the oven. So now we're going to place these in the oven, 300 degrees, and we're going to bake them for at least 30 minutes. They might take a little longer, depends. Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
There we go. Golden and delicious. They smell really good too. You can smell that Parmesan Romano Asiago cheese. Now we're just going to let them cool. And you can eat them hot. But if you're going to use them as sandwich bread, they actually are best if you, let's see, once they come up, yeah, they come up real nice. Let them cool and then put them in an airtight container, either like a Tupperware or a Ziploc bag. And there you have it, cloud bread. Alright, I definitely want to try this with the cheese, so I'm just going to cut a little piece off there. Nice and golden on the bottom. Definitely like bread. Oh my goodness, that has a really good flavor. I like the cheese in it. Still will be better once it's sat overnight and kind of gets a little more chewy. Definitely good.